Hi, I'm Adriano Zumbo. I'm out here for the Abu Dhabi Food Festival. I'm at the Regis Saadiyat in Abu Dhabi, and today I'm going to make for you my Milo can cake. So first thing I'm going to do is the raspberry jam. Just going to place some raspberry puree. So it's just raspberries that have been pureed, passed through a sieve, just to make it into a liquid. So we just want to bring it to roughly around 50, 60 degrees. So what I've got here is just some sugar and pectin. So pectin is the setting agent to make the jam thick. Whenever you use pectin, always make sure to mix it with a powder. So in this case it's sugar, just to dilute it, because if you add pectin straight to liquid, it'll make little lumps, and you can't get those out of your mixture to bring out the flavour of the raspberries. Otherwise it gets a little bit covered up with the sugar. So the liquid's just heated up. I just added in the sugar and the pectin, and I'm going to bring that to the boil. So to make the pectin activate, so once the pectin activates is when the liquid boils. So make sure that it comes to a rolling boil, otherwise your jam won't set. So you can see it's come to a boil now, it's bubbling away. I'm just going to add in last just a little bit of lemon juice. The lemon juice just helps to balance out the flavour. It gives a little bit more of a tang. And I'm just going to pour that into a bowl. And I'm going to let that set. So let it cool down. As it cools down, it'll set. So the next thing I'm going to make is the chocolate and mint crème. So crème is like a creamy, ganache sort of texture. Always chocolate based. So either white chocolate or dark chocolate or milk chocolate or whatever you like, and you can add whatever other flavour you want. So in this case today, I'm going to infuse it with some fresh mint, and I'm just going to heat that up. So I'm just going to heat it up. In a perfect situation, I would put that mint in it the day before into this liquid, and then I'd leave it in the fridge to start to infuse the flavour over time. So I call it a cold infusion. So you can do that with anything like tea, coffee, vanilla, mint, any herb. You can put it in it and put it in the day before in the fridge and let that flavour start to absorb into the liquid. And then the next day you can strain it out and then make whatever you want to make. So what I've got here is a mixture of milk chocolate and dark chocolate. I'm just going to pop that into a bowl. Just going to blend with a stick blender. Just going to blend up the mint leaves in the liquid. Just to get a bit more flavour out of the mint. Yeah, so what I've got here is just some gelatine. So now, while the liquid's hot, I'm going to add in some gelatine. So you need that to let the gelatine dissolve. So once that's dissolved, the chocolate that we placed in the bowl before, the milk and the dark chocolate, we're just going to pour that hot liquid over the top. So blender in again. Once it's blended into a nice smooth mix, so I'm just using these silicone molds. There's many available these days in all different sort of cooking stores. Just make sure that's the right size to fit inside your finished cake. So this one suits mine because I'm doing little individual cakes. So you just want to fill them up about 1/3 with some of the mixture. So once you've filled up enough that you need, you just can pop that in the freezer for a couple of hours just to set. So they've got to set nice and firm so we can pop them out of the mould cleanly, and they'll go into our cake later. Okay, next thing we're going to make is our crunch layer. So it's going to form a nice little crunchy disc on the bottom. To give a little bit of texture to the cake, something a little bit different, play with the mouth a little bit. Just need to melt the chocolate first thing. Next thing we're going to add in is just some butter and oil, and then some almond praline. So almond praline is just almonds being toasted with 50% sugar, 50% almonds, 50% sugar, and then just blended until it turns into this nice paste. So all the ingredients in this recipe don't contain any water, or very little water. and that helps us keep all the crunchy elements crunchy. If you put the crunchy things into like so like the creme I made